The top stories. Government issues assurances about the jobs of Tourism Authority workers. A call has been made for a law to cover bullying, and Barbados' top-ranked tennis player wins in Florida. Welcome to Nation News for Tuesday, March the 4th, 2014.
At Courts, every day we bring affordability, convenience, innovation, and style to over 1 million customers in 11 countries. From homes to communities, we are proud to make a difference in the lives of many across the region. Courts, bringing value home.
The Minister of Tourism, Richard Seeley, has pledged that the government would sensitively approach the futures of employees at the Barbados Tourism Authority. He was speaking as the House of Assembly began debating the plan to split the agency into two. One bill for the Barbados Tourism Product Authority will create a body to promote and facilitate what's called the efficient development of the industry. The other, for the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., will vest the assets of the BTA and a new marketing agency. Mr. Seeley gave the assurance that none of the more than 100 staffers at the BTA across the world would, as he put it, be unceremoniously chased away. He said the government had devised a system by which people would be treated properly and with respect. An anti-bullying campaigner says the time has come for legislation governing bullying in schools. Sean Clark, Chief Executive Officer of Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, says there needs to be a standardized approach to the growing problem, as each principal now handles the issue in different ways. In some countries, teachers must report any bullying incidents they witness to the administrators, who are required to act on the reports.
We have a problem in Barbados that needs to be addressed. I see it daily in my office at Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, where we go to the schools, we see it, and unfortunately, it is now reported in the public domain. We're not getting an idea as to what is really happening. That is not to say that bullying is something new, but it has been going on from the time of memorial. If we are supposed to deal with it, if we are supposed to bring an end to it, then adults need to be responsible. It's a learned behavior. And if it's a learned behavior, it means that the children obviously is learning this behavior from somewhere.
A Barbadian environmental specialist is warning the country to be cautious about committing to the proposed natural gas pipeline from Trinidad and Tobago through the Eastern Caribbean. Professor Hugh Seeley, who was elected recently to chair a United Nations body, says the pipeline project would hurt Barbados' green energy credentials. He acknowledged that cheaper natural gas would be good for local electricity bills in the short term, but warned that the project could lock Barbados into dependence on natural gas for the next 30 years. Next on Nation News, Barbadian mobile app developer Curtis Padmore discusses his upcoming trip to the world's largest technology trade show and his views on the local technology scene. He sat down with reporter Natasha Beckles.
We're here with Curtis Padmore, who is the CEO of Simplified Apps. He will be heading off to a major trade show, CeBIT, in Germany on Friday. Welcome, Curtis. Can you tell us a bit about how you came to be going to this trade show?
Thank you, Natasha, with pleasure. And we actually received a surprise email invitation to apply for funding and support to go to the CeBIT trade show in Hanover, Germany. So I applied. I expressed that we had already been having some interest in being in Europe and answered all the questions. We are the only Barbadian company selected to go to CeBIT Germany this year.
With that being said, though, are there any things that can be done locally to improve the situation for app developers?
We really have to be looking to see where the opportunities lie. App developers at the end of the day will be entrepreneurs, so you can't just focus on a product or a feature or the technology. You have to acquire other skills, or you have to partner with other individuals with those skills. So I think we've got all of this major economic downturn that we seem to be looking at right now. And if you can see the technology sector as a potentially risky but high reward area for our country, perhaps it's something that I wouldn't say would be the cure for all, but it could go a long way in generating very quick rewards.
Young Barbadians are being urged to take a hands-on approach to fixing problems in their communities. The suggestion comes from Vice President of the local chapter of Junior Chamber International, Abina Agard. She says the youth organization, formerly known as the JCs, stands ready to support young Barbadians with their initiatives.
We welcome you with open arms because we're not going to have the solution for every problem, and my reality is going to be different from your reality. So what you see as a problem isn't necessarily going to be a problem for me, but that's not going to stop us from doing a project. Like if you come, and we're very democratic, so we have General Assembly. You come, you present your project to General Assembly, and General Assembly votes on the adoption of it or not. And once it's been adopted, that's it. You can get support in terms of a committee, and then we just give you a full support to actually run your project to get the change that you want to see.
Ms. Agard was speaking to Nation News during a visit by International Junior Chamber Vice President Jennifer Gracie, who has responsibility for the West Indies. Joint police efforts failed to locate 2 missing men. However, they did stumble upon more than 100 cannabis plants. The searches for 51-year-old Archibald Jones and 81-year-old Dean Pilgrim started around 6:30 and concentrated on areas in St. George and Christchurch. Manpower was drawn from several police departments, including the K9 unit, and a contingent of soldiers from the Barbados Defense Force also helped out. The searches continue on Wednesday. Further afield, the son of Guyana Prime Minister Samuel Hines will return to court on March the 21st to answer charges of unlawful wounding and threatening behavior. Samuel Hines Jr. was granted bail in the sum of $150,000 when he appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Court. He is accused of inflicting the injuries on his sister-in-law, Tenjo Lane, on February the 27th. Bail was lodged on the objection that he threatened to kill her and brandished his licensed firearm. However, the defense claimed that the pair had an argument and she attacked him with a knife. Mr. Hines was granted bail on condition that he lodge his passport and firearm with the police and stay away from Lane.
The history, the legacy, the rivalry, the passion. We versus them. West Indies versus England. 3 T20s, March 9th, 11th, and 13th at the Mecca. We versus them.
A doping control officer with the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission, Dr. Paul Wright, has confirmed his dismissal. Dr. Wright said he had been told the organization was restructuring, but he believed his departure was linked to a BBC interview in which he said that more positive drug tests involving Jamaican athletes could occur. Several high-profile Jamaican athletes failed drug tests last year. In sport, Barbados' #1 tennis player Dadian King has won his first singles title for the year. King had to come from behind to beat Austrian Mark Raff at the City of Sunrise Pro Series 3 tournament in Florida. King won 6-7, 7-5, 6-1. He will play tournaments in Canada and California before returning home to play the Davis Cup against El Salvador next month. Organizers are expecting records to fall over the next 6 days during the National Swimming Championships at the Aquatic Center. More than 200 swimmers are expected to participate in the long course event. Junior swimmers will be looking to qualify for the Caribbean Games, the Caribbean Island Swimming Championships, and the Youth Olympics. The seniors will be eyeing the Commonwealth Games and Central American and Caribbean Games.
Sports was brought to you by We versus Them, West Indies versus England series.
And finally, a German court has ruled that the breast implants of a prospective police recruit cannot legally be used as grounds to keep her off the force. The woman applied in 2012 to join the Berlin police force, but was rejected after authorities said her breast implants would prevent her from wearing a protective vest or riot gear. They argued the implants would mean the protective gear would put so much pressure on her chest that there was a risk of fibrosis or other health problems. But a court has upheld her challenge of the decision, saying a doctor testified that protective gear should cause no greater health problems for a woman with implants. And that's Nation News.